Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Honorable Crypto Podcast. This is your host, Dylan Bloom, and today we're going to be talking about everything you ever need to know about nano cryptocurrency. So let's hop right into it. Nano is a rebrand of a currency that used to go by the name of Raiblocks. Purpose of the rebrand was because there were some issues with the pronunciation of Raiblocks. Some people called it Raiblocks, some people called it Railblocks. There was a bunch of different discrepancies with the name, so they decided to make it a more sleek, simple name such as Nano. Raiblocks was founded on the idea that cryptocurrency wasn't functional enough as currency, and Nano continues this fundamental idea today. So let's discuss everything you'll ever need to know about nano cryptocurrency. What is the purpose of Nano? Nano, as I said before, seeks to make a cryptocurrency that's more of a currency. In the beginning of Bitcoin, the revolutionary cryptocurrency was incredibly functional as a currency. But as more and more people flooded into Bitcoin, blocks began to fill up with lists of transactions. Because block space is limited, these blocks filled up. And as these blocks filled up, getting one of your transactions on the block becomes a commodity. Commodities sell, and that's exactly what happened with Bitcoin. As the transactions on the block became more and more challenging to get on, transaction fees began to rise more and more. While there are some ways that Bitcoin's trying to fix this with Lightning Network and other stuff, it's obvious that there is an innate need for a scalable asset that doesn't require a place on what is a limited block. This is what Nano does. So what is the technology of Nano? Now I'm going to outline a couple of technologies, so stick with me here. Proof of work is what Bitcoin uses. Proof of work is a blockchain mechanism to maintain consensus. And this consensus is maintained through validating legitimate transactions on the blockchain while preventing improper ones from succeeding. Bitcoin's blockchain is kept up by miners using GPUs and ASICs to validate Bitcoin transactions. This is proof of work. It's an extremely useful way to secure blockchain and maintain consensus, but it uses an extremely large amount of power. So for many reasons, Nano has decided to do away with proof of work in favor of a couple of different mechanisms. First of those mechanisms is proof of stake. So you might have heard in the news recently, Ethereum is going to be exercising some sort of proof of work, proof of stake hybrid. So that'll be interesting to look out for. But let's talk about proof of stake by itself right now. Proof of stake is an alternative method to proof of work to maintain consensus. Proof of stake has different people who stake their currency to maintain the network. And what that means is that they have a certain amount of currency that's large compared to everybody else in the network. What that means is that since they have so much of the cryptocurrency, they want to make sure the network runs smoothly. So there's a purpose for them to make sure that it works. So the more someone owns, the more power they have in verifying the transactions. So they're kept in check when verifying these transactions because they're incentivized to make sure that the coin that they have so much of succeeds. This method requires much less power. You can run it on probably your CPU or maybe even your mobile phone, to be honest. And this is actually a system that Nano employs when a conflicting transaction occurs. So when a conflicting transaction does not occur, Nano uses something called block lattice. Now this is different from both of the consensus protocols that we just talked about. There is no need for a vote on a transaction if it's not conflicting. For this reason, Nano's transactions are incredibly fast, seemingly infinitely scalable, and completely feeless. So essentially, the sender and the receiver of the Nano create their own block to do this transaction. So instead of having to go through a proof of work or even a proof of stake mechanism to validate this transaction, they do this on their own from sender to receiver. This is block lattice. Now, going back to proof of stake, Nano has specific proof of stake representatives. that will do the validation of a transaction when there is a conflicting one. Now this is maintained by a secure list of specific representatives. So you have to go through an application process to Nano to become a representative. There's really no big reward in being a representative. It's just that these people want to make sure that it runs correctly. So many of the exchanges that have Nano will become representatives. Anybody running a Nano wallet typically will become a representative because they want to make sure that the asset that they are using stays proper and that the network stays up and that everything is fine with Nano. This actually allows for an extra layer of decentralization on the network as well, as this is outsourced to the representatives. Now, what are some current applications of Nano? Nano is obviously a pure cryptocurrency, or that's what it's designed to be, and they're focused on peer-to-peer transactions. Accepting this type of cryptocurrency has many positives for any company running an online marketplace, but unfortunately free and easy ways to implement this haven't existed in the past. Nano is the perfect currency for these marketplaces to use, as it's nearly instant and has no fees required for the company to pay. This makes it superior in comparison to credit and PayPal payment methods. There are a couple new online payment gateways that use Nano as a means of payment, the best of which so far is Brainblocks. To accept Nano as a payment free of charge, all that a company needs to do is copy and paste a little bit of HTML code that Brainblocks has generated into their payment page. Very simple, very easy to implement, very, very useful for online businesses. Now, what wallets can you store Nano on? Unfortunately, to this point, the only wallet we have is a web wallet, and that web wallet is nanowallet.io. It's not an official Nano wallet, but I'm sure the devs approve of it. They do actually have a couple other wallets in development right now. The mobile wallet and desktop wallets are in beta stage, I believe they say. So if you do go to their website or to their Reddit page, you may sign up for these betas. So that's something to keep in mind if you are invested in Nano. Now, an interesting thing is back in January on Reddit, the Ledger CEO said this about potentially adding the Nano/XRB to the Ledger Nano S. To encourage independent third-party developers and to support the XRB community, we have decided to waive fees for code review, publication, and support. As soon as you have a production-ready solution, please notify us and we'll proceed to the integration. It seems that Ledger has made the offer to integrate Nano onto the Ledger Nano S. This is a huge step for any cryptocurrency. Although Nano has been going through a lot of other things, they should think about implementing themselves onto the Ledger Nano S. If you want to check out what the Ledger Nano S does, I will leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description of this podcast. Now, what exchanges can you get Nano on? So, Nanex.co is an exchange centered around Nano. Nanex has Nano pairs with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Garlic Coin, and Bitcoin Private. Nanex has no Nano withdrawal fee, no minimum withdrawal of Nano, and no maker trading fee. The only fee they have is a 0.2% taker trading fee. Binance is another place you can use for Nano. They have Nano pairs with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and their Binance coin. There's a 0.01 Nano withdrawal fee and a 1 Nano minimum withdrawal. There's a 0.1% trading fee on Binance, but if you use BNB, it is 0.05%. Now, I do have an affiliate link to Binance I will put in the description as well, but if you're going to be strictly trading For Nano, I honestly would recommend Nanex, even though I'm not an affiliate of them. Kucoin is another place where you can trade XRB, and XRB is functionally the exact same as Nano. So they have XRB pairs with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USD Tether. On Kucoin, there's a 0.05 XRB withdrawal fee, 5 XRB minimum withdrawal, and a 0.1% trading fee. A couple other ones I don't recommend quite as much that do have Nano or XRB are BitZ, BeastTC, Mercatox, OKX, Bitflip, and CoinFalcon. So what did we learn today? Nano employs a special block lattice system that only requires proof of stake when there's a conflicting transaction. For this reason, Nano has nearly infinite scalability, near instant transactions, completely feeless transactions, and absolutely no power usage. Thank you so much for coming for this Nano overview. I hope that was everything you'll ever need to know about Nano. Please do go check out honorablecrypto.com. We do post nearly daily, and we are going to continue this series of detailed everything you need to know about different cryptocurrency posts. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe to the Honorable Crypto Podcast on iTunes. And as always, stay honorable.